I have a question about small pedals like that because obviously I've never touched this stuff, so I'm going into this question blind, okay? To me, it sounds like a mini pedal for the price that they sell are a pain in the ass for what it's worth. Because it sounds to me like you have to really think about putting a complex circuit into a really small enclosure, but you can't sell it at like the same price as the bigger pedals, even though it's just as good. But just the perceived value of a smaller pedal means you're going to have to sell it for $159 as opposed to selling it for like $249. And why do companies bother with like smaller pedals if it's that hard to like conceive the whole concept of the circuit and fitting it in there and then selling it for less than the bigger ones? So
the honest answer is that the customer demands that. Really. Okay. I mean, you save $2 or something on the box, right? Everything else is the same as the larger pedal, but you just simply don't make that much on them. And so it's actually a bigger complex problem too when you start using excuse me. You start using retailers because retailers expect a certain amount of profit in that, which means you're wholesaling now. So you're selling a bulk of product at a discounted price. So you're not making as much, but you're selling more. But overall, I mean, it's just kind of a bitch of the whole thing because people aren't going to spend $200, $250 on a small pedal. They just expect it to be cheaper. So since your customers demand that from you, and if you don't do that, there'll be a competitor that does that. So it's either you do it or someone else will at the end of the day. Okay. So it's like, well, we could either make a little bit of money or we could make none. I guess we'll take a little bit.
and the other thing that comes with it is if somebody who is looking for a mini pedal picks one of yours and loves the sound and loves the quality, chances are when they create the bigger pedal board, they're going to buy one of yours again, but then they're going to buy the bigger version. That's the other thing.
Yeah, I mean, to me, the key thing, especially in this business, is really developing a customer base that loves what you do.
Yeah.
And it's not an easy thing to do. I mean, it requires a lot of work, and it's way more work than just building good pedals. There's a lot of companies that make great pedals. Yeah. There's not a lot of companies that have big established customer bases. It's because it's more, I always joke with people like, we're just a big media company that happens to make some pedals, because most of everything I focus on outside of like the design stuff is, YouTube video content and podcast content and social media posts and like everything that's not electrical based.
Yeah.
So it's like, at the end of the day, like we're basically just trying to create, a company that people want to be a part of. Really, I guess saying it out loud kind of sounds cheesy and corny, but that's really kind of what I'm going for. Is like I want, like, we have like the Facebook group as well, but some people hate Facebook, me included, really. But but it is a fun group because it's a bunch of our customers. And we just all talk about gear, right? And if someone like starts being an ass, you're like, all right, you need to stop or leave. Like that's your option. Stop or leave. Yeah. And so it's a cool hang. You're basically hanging out virtually with all your customers or even potential customers.